Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. It's going all right for me, Katie. Welcome to Magical Diary. Look at how fabulous these people are. It's been 2.5 months now. I last played this in the middle of June. I think that's what Anime Game Week was. It's been 3 months and change. Just like with the silver case yesterday. But because this game wasn't created by Suda, I have a better understanding of where we left off. Hello, Goda. If you're unfamiliar with Magical Diary is a delightful visual novel romance simulator stat building time management game with some dungeon puzzle elements. And we ended last session in a dungeon with Futa-san. Grimith is going to remove the text blurb over the window. We meet again with the disgusting sounds of the dungeon. I just had to remember my controls. Okay. So, why don't we take a little bit to before I got in this dungeon, so we can look at our stats before we landed in this dungeon. So, at the end of last session, we were in our second dungeon puzzle, and could not discover a way to solve this test. I said that I would take it off stream, and I would give it some time, and I would see if I could, fuss around with it and resolve it. And if I couldn't, I'd look it up to see whether it was even possible to resolve with our current stat build. These stats were selected by chat, essentially. I held a poll to determine what magics we would emphasize, but there's a random chance of, success and failure to determine whether we would actually, get points, and if so, how much. And as it turns out, the second dungeon puzzle is impossible to solve with our current magic array. Let's go over how it can be solved. There is the awareness spell at 15 white, and we're like, Grimith, we only have 10 white, so that derails it. That would allow us to see the other side of the pit, and then we could use teleport self at 30 blue magic, which we also don't have, to teleport across the pit. We could also use teleport other, learned at 25 blue, to move the stone bridge across the pit, so that we could cross the pit that way. We could also use boost strength at 15 green magic, we have 5, to jump across the pit. We could use stone shape at apparently not 29 black. I think it's at 30 black. To, stone shape would change the pile of rock that's next to the pit into a bridge. And then there's push object at 7 red magic, which would allow us to relocate the thing that we could use as a makeshift bridge over the pit. So, if some points went our way with either red or black, we could have made our dreams come true. Very, very close to making our dreams come true. This right here is what you can use as the makeshift bridge. And that right there is the pile of rocks. So it's impossible for our character to pass it. Yelp. We have to forfeit this one. A pity, but Futa-san, in her random selection... Actually, let me check to see. Magical Diary stone-shaped spell. Let me see if I can confirm what, how much black magic that requires. Yep, that's 30. So we were one black point short of being able to turn that pile of pebbles into a bridge to succeed in this test. And we were 2 red points shy of being able to push the makeshift bridge across the pit. That's how close we were to passing that. If either of those things broke our way in the random stat, like assignments. Blue, green, and white were too far off. But with that in mind, I'm just going to go ahead and assign the give up. Really surrender. I can't do this. Literally incapable of completing this challenge. Also, the game volume could probably be a bit louder for you folks. I haven't gotten any complaints about it, but we'll turn it up a bit and see whether that's too offensive for you or not. If so, I can change that, chat. Phew, I'm back. How disappointing. Sorry, indeed. That performance, or lack thereof, has earned you 10 demerits, Miss San. At least you know your limits. Huh? It is better to walk away than to risk your life in a fight you cannot win, Miss San. Remember that. My life, but it's just a test. Life is a test! Eventually you will lose. Sir? Leave now, Miss San. Your examination is concluded. Another failure. I need to learn more spells. What a margin between success and failure. On Saturday morning, I get up terribly early and deliver the mail and the allowances. Don't forget that we're treasurer, folks. And I'm free for the day. What should I do today? Well, I think I'll go ahead and take this decision instead of kicking it to chat vote. Because after what just transpired, I think Fuda-san will be sufficiently chastised enough to study a bit, you know? Because boy oh boy did things not go well for her. The library is fairly quiet, but familiar faces are still present. Why don't we go ahead and study with Minnie? Minnie helps me out with my red magic. Red magic and smarts could increase by 1, stress increases by 4. Fuda, there you are. Minnie runs up to me in the hall. I need you to sign off on the orders for the dark dance. The what? On Halloween, it's a ceremony. I can find you a book about it. That's okay. What do you need me for? Each class contributes to part of the setup. We're doing incense. I've already picked some out, but I need you to sign to authorize the funds. That's all? Everything else is taken care of. I got the papers here, so if you can just sign... I want to know what I'm agreeing to. Shouldn't I read through those first? What sort of ceremony is it? I don't want to read a whole book about it, but I do want to know what I'm signing. Right. It's for the dark dance. That's a ritual where we invite the Jogao? The little people to cross the threshold from the other world and dance with us. It's held in the dark so that people can't see the spirits. That was originally meant for people who aren't witches so they wouldn't get upset or try to catch them, but it's still considered rude to stare. How do you dance in the dark without everyone bumping into each other? Well, of course, everyone moves very slowly and carefully. It's not a nightclub, you know. This is an important way of showing respect to the local spirits. Most magical families hold their own small ceremonies on Halloween, but this is a big one. It will go on all night. If you last until morning, you're supposed to receive a blessing. All night with no sleep? Well, yes, but classes are canceled the next day. Anyway, I'm ordering pine incense. It's a healing scent, and it's appropriate for the area. We talk a bit more about the amounts and the cost, but she seems to have it all worked out. She knows a lot more about these things than I do. And so we end up signing it, I imagine. So our inventory consists of our glasses that give us +5 smarts. We did not go to the mall this past weekend, because I chose to make the decision to study for us. But don't worry, those decisions will go back to your choice. Diary-wise, we failed an exam. We got 10 demerits for it. Because it was literally impossible for us with our current abilities to pass that exam. We got some tips on spellcasting. Man, look at those things we studied right there at the end, right? Due to, like, viewer choices and votes, like, if any of those things just broke a bit differently. 1 point of black in 2 points of red at the time. For us to get spells. All these spells that we do have are neat, but don't actually help us pass these things. A tragedy. I don't understand. Why are classes canceled on Friday? Because of the dark dance on Thursday night. A dance? But I don't have anything to wear and I haven't asked anyone. Not that kind of dance. It's a ritual. On Halloween night, witches and wizards dance in the dark so the fairies can visit. It's a ceremonial thing. At home, we only do it for a few minutes, but because there's so many of us here, they make it into a big event at school. It goes on all night. So it's not really a romantic type dance. But I guess you could bring a date if you wanted to. So will you be going with Jacob? What? You like Jacob? No, where did you get identity? Well, he's always teasing you. So is Donald. That just means he's a jerk. Sorry. Whatever. So what should I do this weekend? Well, chat, what the hell should we do? We only got 4 class days to decide between. There's obviously some gym and some study time. Or we can start focusing on magic. Our stress is not that high. Why don't we go ahead and spend some time studying magic? So, chat, I know there's not that many folks out there tonight. I didn't make a ping on YouTube about it other than, like, yesterday's update video either. So grab your friends, grab your enemies, and tell them to come to the poll. What 2 schools of magic should we emphasize? The 2 with the highest number of votes will carry the day. Alright. It's looking decidedly like black is going to be one of them. What's funny is that with all of the emphasis on black magic that Chet had us do last session, it still wasn't enough, because we were 1 point short. Again, if you were just coming into chat, and you remember what happened last session, the second dungeon puzzle, the test, was impossible to complete, because we were 1 point of black magic short, and 2 points of red magic short. Alright, looks like it's gonna be black and red. Yes, very much so black. With a dash of red. Black, red. And we'll see where RNGesus takes us. Ah. Oh, hey, we learned stone shape, everyone. Rearrange a small amount of stone into a new configuration. And supposedly, that small pile of pebbles would have been enough to create a bridge out of. I find Donald and Virginia standing outside our room. Don't you have something for me? Yeah, happy birthday, you goof. She hands him a box. Socks again? Yeah, but this time they're yellow. Well, thanks, I guess. Happy birthday. Alright. I know, right, Luca? Like, son of a bitch! Oh, hey, we've learned the breeze spell, which moves air around the caster's current square, creating a gentle breeze. And we have the push object spell. Shove a target one square in the direction indicated by the caster. You know why she failed? It's because she's wearing these glasses that have under frames. That's why. So, what do you think about the dance tomorrow? I've never done anything like it. It sounds a little like a drum circle. Should be interesting to see. Or not see, I guess. Are you going to ask anyone? Virginia said it wasn't that kind of dance. Yes, but that means it's easier. Why don't we go ahead and just save the damn game? I'm sure. Yes, but that means it's easier. It's not like a real date, so... What's that? There's something taped at the door of our room. Something pink and rectangular. Ellen takes it down and looks at it. It's a cake! Well, I guess you don't need to ask anyone. She hands me the envelope with my name on it. I take out the letter inside and begin to read. Dear Futa, please don't throw this away. I know I deserve it. I've been terrible to you. What is this? I flick down to the end. Damien. After refusing to talk to me for a month, now he's sending me love letters? I keep reading. You deserve better. I should have told you what was going on. Please meet me tomorrow before the dark dance, and I will explain everything. So who's it from? Damien. Oh. Well, chat, I would like to keep the letter, but this will be your choice. Keep the letter, tear it up. I will cast my vote. Does hell have no fury like a Futa scorned? Damien, of course, was the senior who lorded over us during the hazing week. Okay, looks like we are going to be keeping the letter. 64% to 36. I fold up the letter and tuck it into my pocket. It's not a love letter. He says he wants to talk to me, that's all. Don't tell Virginia, okay? I want to find out what's going on. Alright. Ah, man. It's Professor Gravass's class, too. Late in the evening, hours after dinner, the students are summoned to the dark dance. Even in the halls, the lights have been turned off, leaving only moonlight and the faint blue glow of magic to navigate by. Somewhere in the distance, the sound of drums forms an awakened heartbeat. Excuse me. Before I can reach the dance, someone catches my arm. Futa? Hi. I'm glad I could find you. I was afraid I'd be too late. I've been an idiot. Look, what I said to you that day, I didn't mean it. Then why did you say it? Because I was trying to push you away. Well, you did that. I'm sure you've heard the stories by now. William will have made sure of that. About me and girls and how I hurt people that get close to me. And it's true. I don't expect you to understand. You're filled with light. You're a happy person. Pure light. Pure energy. Helios and I. While the Illuminati cower in the shadows. You're a happy person. You're bright and fresh and honest and enthusiastic. That's what I like about you. But me, I've got a lot of dark things in my life, things I can't talk about, not with anyone. When I've been with girls, I can't let them get too close, and if they keep trying, I have to stop them. I don't see what this has to do with me. Don't you? We weren't dating. No. It was worse. We were becoming friends. I started to feel like I could trust you, and that scared me. You're not like other girls, Fuda. I can't. Damn, that's pretty good. We're gonna take a screenshot of that one. I can't. I'm saving that. You're not like other girls, Fuda. You're special. Watching you explore your new world here at school, all eyes and stars, it makes me happy. And that's dangerous. Why? He laughs. See? That's it. You're innocent. It's cute. I lied to you and then I tried to stay away. But I missed you. Knowing that you thought I hated you, knowing that even when I sent you presents you'd never imagine they were from me. That pie was from you? I don't usually attend things like the Apple Festival where I have to hide what I am, but I thought you might be sad that you couldn't go, so I brought you something. I hope you liked it. If memory serves, in front of our roommates, chat voted to devour it. Like, how dare you insult the fact that we got this pie and... and it upset our character's stomach, I think. I can't recall. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. That's right. Why can't it be both, though? Why can't it be both creepy, yet great? Like... like, even, like, someone sending you flowers and leaving them on your doorstep without, like, any sort of, like, notice or card or, like, you know, like, envelope or, like, who sent them anything can be creepy, but, like, a fucking apple pie? Like, what? I mean, this is coming from someone who loves food, and if I just suddenly saw, like, an apple pie, like, appended to my door, I don't think I'd eat it. I might feed it to a dog, though. Here, puppies, you test it out for me. Alright, chat thinks it was great. Yes, appended to the door. You know, adhered. Like, they pulled out, like, a hot glue gun and just, like, put the pie in a box and just stuck it to the door. It was great, thanks. I made myself sick eating all of it. You're welcome. Anyway, I decided that I owed it to you to tell you the truth about what happened, and to say that I'm sorry. I'd like to be friends again if we can be. If you can understand. Well, chat? I feel like that the right choice here is not if you can't trust me, we can't be friends. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with my heart there. But perhaps some of you want to be more positive and say, of course we can! And others of you will be like, no way, dude. You gotta stop with this shit, but just keep sending me apple pies. Maybe not if you won't send me more apple pies. This should be the right answer here. Shit. That's funny. Yes, apple pie benefits. So impoverished as a student. I do like Damien's music. So fucking dramatic like he is with his damn... Just look at him. Especially whenever he does the wink, right? Alright, 73%. Not if you can't trust me. I don't think so. Your secrets are your business. But if you can't trust anybody, you can't have any friends. Those are the rules. You'll have to decide when it's worth it to let someone in. I see. He looks away, and I wonder if I've been too harsh. I have to think. I'll talk to you later, all right? Sure, I guess. I hope you enjoy the dance. He smiles faintly, then walks away. When I walk into the darkened gym, my eyes are nearly useless, but my other senses are overwhelmed. Pine sap, evergreen, the scent thick and strong and sweet. The fragile crunch of dead leaves underfoot. Swirling breezes drifting hot and cold, autumn mixed with smoke. Murmurs and laughter from unseen lips all blending together. And under it all, music. Not as loud as it was at the junior high dance at my old school, where the only way to hear the tune was to stand outside the building. Just music. All around me. The only way to hear the tune at your high school dance was to stand outside the building. Huh. Huh. Is this how wizards throw a party? I can't really see the people around me, but their presence registers through sound and shadow. Dancing. And so I begin to dance as well. Not too fast. I have to focus on my surroundings so I don't wave my arms right into someone else. But it's fun. No one can see me. I can't see myself. And the music goes on and on, like a Journey song. Looping into and over itself without ever reaching an end. Playing tricks with my sense of time. Hey, Leonardo. It feels magical. Are there really spirits dancing here with us? Hey, chat. We could use one of our spells here. If the poll will start, please send a longer question. God damn it. Alright. Mixer poll created. Looks like chat wants to flex their spells. Narrowly so. That's how the poll is leaning, though. That's 57 for sure. Yep, 57% for sure. We're gonna cast Spirit Sight, y'all. I know the spell, but I've never seen a spirit creature. This is my chance. I see something. There's a stabbing pain behind my eyes and everything goes black. Well, we're far more stressed out, and we've lost some strength. The next thing I know, I'm lying in the hallway outside the gym. My eyes are still stinging, and I blink repeatedly to try and focus. I'm not sure how I got here, but I can hear voices. Are you teaching these children not even the basic rules of... Sometimes experience is the best teacher. She could have been killed! What, me? You're always welcome to take over the white course yourself, Herodimus. And just like that, the fires of rage behind his eyes snapped to tight little pinpricks. So help me, Petunia. If you insult me like that again, I will leave this establishment, notice or no notice. My apologies, I only wish the best. You wish to meddle, as you always do. I think perhaps I'd better speak up now. What happened? Miss San, did it ever occur to you within the muddled workings of your toy plastic brain that this event is called the Dark Dance for a reason? Professor Potsdam takes my hand and helps me to my feet. The original Dark Dance was created so that the Jogao could take part in local celebrations without being seen by people who might exploit them. But we were told that the reason why this was all hidden was that so peasants wouldn't see what was happening and scream, "Witchcraft!" Since you tried to spy on them, they punished you by stressing us out and making us weaker. But you weren't tied to a formal contract, and you weren't trying to capture them, so they only stunned you. Which leaves it in my hands. 10 demerits for your foolishness. and detention on Saturday. Yes, sir. But we're glad to see that you're alright. Speak for yourself. Wrapping his cape around himself, he vanishes into the darkness. He does mean well, you know. Angering creatures from the other world could be extremely dangerous. Not the ones here at the dance. I wouldn't allow any guests that dangerous to attend, of course. I want you children to blossom here. To reach your full potential, you have to be able to take chances and learn from the consequences. Well, we took chances, and we're learning from the consequences. I see. It's too bad about Saturday, but at least you'll have tomorrow off. It wouldn't be a good idea for you to return to the dance now. Off to bed with you, then. She smiles and walks away. Well, at least now I know that there really are spirits here. Alright, so almost all that stress we accumulated. We got the burn off. So that's good. The missing strength is sad. After lunch, we all come back to the room to relax. At least, Virginia and I do. Ellen sits at her desk and pulls a large book off the shelf but lays it down, closed, in front of her and sighs. What's up? Nothing. Just the dance. Did you get the tension too? What? No. The Fuda, what happened to you? I used spirit vision. They didn't like that. Ooh. You could have warned me. I didn't know. I've never tried. But what about Ellen? Did Ellen have a day? The reaction is immediate. Whoa, I'm sorry. Are you okay? What happened? She scrubs at her face and sniffs, trying to push the wetness back into her eyes and failing. Nothing. That doesn't look like nothing. Nothing happened. Nothing will ever happen. No, excuse me. Nothing ever will happen. He said, because of you. Wait, what? Me? Because I'm your roommate, so it's like I'm his sister, too. Sis, you liked Donald? I smack her on the arm. No, you idiot. William. Oh. I thought he swore off girls after Angela. That butterfly senior who was so nasty? He went out with her? She's awful. That's why they broke up. Look, Ellen, I'm not good at sensitive stuff, but I know my brother wouldn't want to hurt you. Well, it's a bit late for that, huh? Didn't say he did. Well, I want to make you feel better? I love how it's a question mark, right? Like, eh? I'm fine. New poll time. How about it, Chad? About William, change the subject, or do our best Frozen impersonation? Alright, choice one. Had been looking with no votes there for a few seconds, and now it's come up. At the last second, Chad has decided to be nosy as fuck. Choice 1 wins. 53% of the vote. About William. What exactly did William say to you anyway? He said that he was looking out for me because he was my senior and I was a nice girl, but he thinks of us like sisters. He thinks of himself like your sister? No! Me and you! It's guy rules. You don't date your friend's sister, and you don't date your sister's friends. What if you're friends with everybody? It's not that big a school. Then he has to stay single. This is a real thing? I mean, is that really the reason because we're roommates? Then let's not be roommates. I don't know. I mean, that is really how the guy code works, but it's not like a law or something. Arbold, I fully understand the idea of not wanting to date your sister's friends and roommates. Totally get it. Absolutely 100% get it. Yep. I'm gonna take a drink of milk. I get it. I get it. I also get how people can think it's dumb. And be like, that's the reason? That's actually the reason? Some folks end up doing that, that cost analysis, the benefits and drawbacks, and it's like, which is why, like, some folks, oh, here we go, fucking relationship time with fucking Dr. Phil Grimith here. Whenever two people are friends, sometimes they're really afraid of taking that relationship beyond the friendship stage, because they don't want to ruin what they have and make it too uncomfortable and awkward. Even though you couldn't see me, I looked at my webcam. Oh, well, they're talking about Ellen, and, like, her problem with William, who is Virginia's eldest sibling. We're not talking about, like, Damien, who's the fucking demon, who's our senior. My brother was several years older. He still is several years older than me. It's not like that fucking changed. So that wasn't ever a problem that we had. Yeah, no. No. Damien, as far as we know, ain't fucking related to anyone because he's a half-demon. He's all alone forever, perpetually. William was the senior, who Ellen is crushing on. And, William is Virginia's eldest sibling. It's just, it would be really creepy to have to watch one of you guys kissing my brother. Creepy? Virginia laughs and waves her hands in the air. Not because you're creepy, just... He's my brother. I don't want to see him kissing anybody. You have a brother, right? What, do you think it was weird if he was dating one of us? I have a sister, and she's 12. So nobody here should be touching her. But when William was a freshman here, I was only 13, so it's sort of the same. Wait. I'm sure the school system in Magic Land works differently. Takes extra time for training and what have you, it's fine. I think maybe they even took, like, a break. I'm trying to remember, like, the beginning of the game right now. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Exactly, Ellen, it doesn't matter. Whatever. I guess neither Ellen nor I has a chance with William. Yes, our character sort of thought he was... Damn it, Ryan. Like, our character was, like, sort of interested in him, too, and maybe we could have, like, tried to pursue him as a romance option, but Chad wasn't really into it. On Saturday morning, I get up terribly early and deliver the mail and the allowances. And then I have to serve my detention. When I arrive at the room for detention, it seems the professor hasn't even bothered to turn up. Donald is here, scowling down at a notebook in front of him. He doesn't pay any attention to my entrance. There's a thick blue library book on the table with Folklore Mythology Compilation on the cover in silver lettering. Next to it, a piece of paper headlined with my name in Professor Gravener's handwriting. According to this note, I'm supposed to read a list of selected fairy tales and identify the most common failing of the human heroes. I flip through the book quickly. Bride, Beauty and the Beast, Sea Nymph, East of the Sun and West of the Moon, The Gifts of the Mountain Spirits. Are all these stories true, or just the ones he's picked out, or none? I've heard some of these stories since I was a little girl, but they never mentioned Jogao or dances like the one we had. I'd better get to work. By the end of the afternoon, I've finished taking notes on the fairies in these stories. They're all completely different. One will give you gold if you're polite, and give you a hunchback if you're not, but another will only give treasures to people who insult him. One hero defeated an army of elves just by digging a hole in a hill and sprinkling it with salt. But in a different story, a king lost his whole country and was cursed for 100 years for looking at a fairy woman naked. I have no idea what I'm supposed to learn from this, except maybe that dealing with fairies is a bad idea. It was boring work, but it's over now, and we've earned the naughty trophy. Neat. I presume because we went to detention once. Let's look that up in Steam Achievements, which I think flesh out after I close the game. Naughty, you received detention. Great. Okay, we got some stress for that. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we advanced anything along with that too. There was no reward for doing detention other than the achievement. Okay. By the way, Spirit Sight. It's a white spell. Isn't much of a problem at all to cast. Attacks nearby sentients, including ghosts and creatures of the otherworld. Okay, next week time. On Monday morning, I find a folded note with my name on it slipped under the door. It's from Professor Grabiner. Requesting that I meet him after class. Hello, friend. Requesting. So I'm probably not in trouble. Yet if I don't show up, that might change. I know, right? Well, anyway, what should I do this week? Alright, chat. It is pull time. Pull, pull, pull. Red, blue, green, black, white. And then I will do something with the 5th day. Maybe rest. Yep, Stone Sheep is a black magic. The magics were described to us last session, which was a few months back. It's been a bit. As for why that might end up fitting in those categories. Anyway, what you folks are voting on is the 2 magics that we will emphasize this week. Yes, there is a poll. Okay, so red has won for the one that we're going to emphasize. But there's a tie between green and black. Okay. I will go ahead and create a tiebreaker poll. And on the 5th day, let's get a bit swole again. We need to repair our bodies after the fairy, right? Now, we might need to sleep, because we'll have built up some stress, and I think higher stress will increases your odds of failing. Looks like black, though, was taking it. It seems like Chad has learned after what happened in the second dungeon puzzle that emphasizing some schools of magic will work out for us. So we'll do just that for sure. And we shall take a nap. You're not even getting the poll, Leonardo. I don't know. I know it doesn't appear for console users. I don't know whether the poll appears for mobile users or not. But for PC stuff, yeah, there we go, mobile. Sad. Rip democracy. Yay! Magic and stress! And we have the warm spell. Add heat to the caster's current square, raising the temperature slightly. Ryan saying the polls appear for him on mobile usually. After class, I seek out Professor Grabiner. Miss San, as treasurer, you are responsible for managing the freshman class tribute. Tribute, sir? The payments American wizards make to the tribal councils for the use of their land. Oh. He chuckles. Petunia in her wisdom does not consider it necessary for first-year students to cover magical history. That's probably because... Now remember, this man is the one who's responsible for giving us demerits and assigning us detention. This guy is a real jerk, but he is more powerful than us. That being said, I'm picking choice 2. is with my vote in the poll. Okay, choice 1 narrowly wins with 41%. Choices 2 and 3 tie. It's because magic is more important. It's more important that we learn to control our magic first, isn't it? It's dangerous if we don't know how to use it. Lacking knowledge of past disasters is hazardous as well. Those who do not learn history are doomed to repeat it. There is no need to quote at me, girl. Yes, sir. Now, for the Thanksgiving tribute, the funds come through 2 sources. Ticket sales from the fall play and candle sales at the shopping center, where the school rents a kiosk. The purpose is to obtain money from the outsiders, the non-magical, given willingly. Candles? Colored and scented to provide festive cheer. Each class produces their own design. How well it sells will depend on your skills. Try not to embarrass yourself. Right. What should I suggest then? I'm tempted to just roll for this. I like zoned out here while staring at all the options. What the hell? We'll create a poll. Sure. I know my viewers are heavy experts in the candle lore. Votive candles, tapers, tea lights, something else. I'm sure the vote will come back like 83% something else, because that's what chat does. This is for candle types. That's what this poll is for, and this is for, like, the festive things. I can scroll back, right? Each class produces their own design of candles at a kiosk that the non-magical buy that are colored and scented to provide festive cheer. So we are suggesting a candle type. Well, a few folks did try for something else, but tea lights wins. Now, I will be rolling for this. No. No, I guess I won't. I guess I'll make another damn poll. Can I have 8 option choices? We can only have 7 option choices. One of these has to be voted off the island. I'm voting pink off the island. You need to give your users between 2 and 6 options. Wait, I have a 7th choice box, but if I fill that in, Mixer scolds me. We can't have a poll with 7 options? Damn it, Mixer! Alright. Two choices have to be voted off the island. Alright, we'll put pink back on the table. We're taking off white and black. Festive lighting for festivities. Colored and scented to provide festive cheer for the Thanksgiving tribute. I myself selected orange. Thanksgiving. Besides, candle colors, you know. But it looks like purple is going to win out here in this very divided vote, because purple had 4 votes. Green and orange had 3. Pink had 2. Red and blue had 1. And they should have the scent of God. Damn it. Nope, we're gonna. This will be chant determined too, and we're just voting coconut off the island. Oh, no, Katie. Oh, you had to make it real. Any of you folks into, like, candles and incense in general? It's not really my thing, though I don't mind a candle every now and then. Incense in general bothers me. Some I don't mind too much. Looks like we're going with pumpkin. Pumpkin wins the poll. Purple-colored candles that smell like pumpkins. I think we should do purple pumpkin-scented tea lights. Very well. The candles will be produced over the next 3 weeks and sold on the 23rd. You will likely be expected to perform a sales shift that day. Unless you manage to get yourself into detention. I'll try to avoid that, sir. Try. Yay, red magic. Yay, black magic. Yay, more black magic. Yay, sleepy time. Hello, Futa. Did you enjoy your dinner? I suppose it was alright. Really? If you like your chili on the bland side. I thought so. There are many secrets here you probably haven't found yet. It's just the best place to get a good meal. Would you like to come to dinner with me tomorrow? Off campus? At the mall food court? He chuckles. Near the mall, but not quite part of it. It's called the Glen, and it's magic only. Professors go there when they're too tired to travel, and visiting parents who want to take their student children somewhere nice. I thought parents weren't allowed to visit. Non-magical parents aren't supposed to visit. Oh. So, would you like to go? There's no direct yes. I'm willing to go with, does this mean you trust me? As a follow-up to what we told him last time. That's right, Creepy Chair. Because remember, whenever Fuda, like, challenged Damien and said, like, we're not going out, he said, no, worse, we were becoming friends. Hey, Leonardo, the return of democracy thanks to the laptop. Okay, Chad agrees, 47%. What you said before about not trusting anyone, is that still true? Or have you changed your mind? He's already frowning. Are we really going to be friends this time? What do you want me to say? I don't know. That you'll talk to me? That you'll tell me when something's wrong instead of blowing me off like you did before? Right, I can do that, I think. I don't understand why, but it seems like the idea of having an honest conversation with me scares him worse than a zombie plague. I can't promise to answer all your questions. Can you at least tell me when you're not telling me? Maybe. So you'll come, right? I don't see any way I could say no to that now. Of course. Great! I'll meet you tomorrow at the mall. He tilts his head in farewell, then walks away. On Saturday morning, I get up terribly early and deliver the mail in the allowance of saving our room for last. I hand Ellen her letter when I return. Oh. Hey, Summer. It's from my family. You missed some eventful stuff over the past 55 minutes. Not that big of a deal. It's from my family. Ellen carefully works her finger under the sealed envelope flap, opening it with a minimum of tearing, then unfolds the letter and begins to read. What? She drops back onto her bed with a thud and stares at the paper in her hands. What is it? It's nothing. Just a change of plans. Apparently I'm not going home for Thanksgiving. What? Because it's a long way for such a short break, so it's better for me to stay here. Is that what you want? That doesn't matter. Really, it doesn't. It's not my decision. I can't go home on my own. They don't want me there. Well, we want you here, don't we, Fuda? Yeah. Come on, we should all do something together today. I'm gonna go with no, not today. I feel like if I go with I'm supposed to meet someone, it's gonna be like, oh, and that's more important than what Ellen is? In which case, that might actually be true. Maybe Damien is more important than that. That's my interpretation anyway. Yes. No. It's not a date. It's not a date. Not a date. It's not a date. It's not a date. 44% of the audience has said that we're supposed to beat someone. I can't. I promised someone I'd beat them at the mall today. I have to go. Someone? Oh, man. Oh, Virginia. Are we about to get into it again? I like that idea with it being a secret. It's a secret to everyone so that Virginia takes Ellen out to the mall to do something and they see it, or like the Glen or whatever near the mall, and they see us and it'll be great. Then we can have like a spat and it'll be fine. But chat might want to choose to just be direct confrontational about it. Well, that's a firm division there. 8 votes for Damien, 8 votes for It's a Secret. I'm one of the folks who voted for It's a Secret. But, instead of just choosing myself... Have your dice back. I know, right, dude? We get ties every now and then. The king gets ties almost every time. Okay. 1 through 3, Damien. 4 through 6, It's a Secret. 5, yeah, It's a Secret. That's a secret. Ooh. Well, if you've got a day, then all I can say is, good luck. I didn't see Damien in the shuttle van on the way over. I'm not sure if he's here somewhere already or if he isn't coming until later. Since we're supposed to be having dinner, we won't be meeting for a couple of hours, so he has plenty of time. I've never seen him here, actually. I don't see absolutely everyone in the mall, of course, but he's sort of hard to miss. But can he go to a place like this looking like he does? He said when he went to the Apple Festival he had to disguise himself. If he was wearing an illusion, what if William was Damien? He's wearing an illusion. He could be right here and I'd never know it. He could be anyone. A little boy, an old man, or a woman in a suit. Except, I don't think so. Looking at the people around me, somehow I'm sure that none of them could be Damien. Even under an illusion, he would never slouch or shovel like some ordinary teenager. He's a falcon to the core. That grace would always shine through. So, if he's not here, what should I do while I wait? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Alright. Let's actually take a tour around some various things and I'll roll back. For curiosity, what are these dance games? Alright, so that increases strength by 1. In this pinball game? Apparently involves Big Steve in this claw machine. Damn! We can't cheat to get the rabbit, at least in that case. That's funny. We can just watch and decrease some stress. Not that we have any. We go window shopping, we can decrease some stress. If we go to the magic store, we can potentially buy an item, although I know some of you were thinking about some of these other cool items we could get, like a wiggle wand. But we don't have enough money for that. We have $35. You can't see, of course, because my tracker is in the way, but we have $35. We could get a tiara. Cute plus 10. Duh. We could be so cute. Of course, we're already wearing glasses. We could get wacky glasses. A normal one that gives plus 2 to all the magics for $25, leaving us with 10. Yes, the furry set, of course. Green magic plus 25, though. Anyway, showed you folks the options that we have available to us. Like Big Steve there. Absolutely. That's what we are, Grant. A magical weeaboo girl. Might also have to keep in mind that we might need some money for when we go out to dinner, because Damien might not pay for us. After all, it's not a date, right? And I'm not putting window shopping on there. We don't need to decrease stress at all. I don't know about Kawaii Ugu. There's a picture of our face that'll pop up whenever this character speaks. She's wearing a pair of glasses, though, right now, that we put on her last session of this. We are missing 5 strength after what happened earlier. Okay, we're going to the games arcade. And I showed off a bit of what we can do at the games arcade. We'll create another poll for that. And just watching will just decrease stress, which we have none of. So play dance games will give us some strength. Playing pinball apparently had some sort of interaction with someone who is playing pinball. And using the claw machine could give us a rabbit that probably won't, because it'll disappoint us forever. Looks like Chad just wants to dance. I hear you, Chad. That's at 89% for dance. Alright. More fun than gym class. Strength increases by 1. We're still missing a few points from when we started this session. At the arranged time, I wait near the main entrance for Damien. There he is, and looking just like he always does. None of the non-magical shoppers seem to notice. Well, Halloween was only last week. Hello, Futa, are you ready? There's our character, by the way. We sculpted her appearance ourselves. Where are we going? You'll see. It's not far, just across the parking lot. I didn't see any restaurant there. It's hidden, of course. The easiest way to find it is to go with someone who's been before. Shall we? He offers me his arm, and with minor hesitation I lay my hand on it. It's slightly embarrassing for a friendly outing, but I do need him to guide me. And so together, we leave the mall. When we reach the restaurant, I stop and stare. Not quite what you were expecting. It looks so normal. After passing the invisibility barriers, I was ready for anything, but this place could be any number of restaurants I've eaten at with my parents. The only obvious difference is the customers. Damien isn't the only one here with wings. There's a little figure at one of the tables who looks like a cross between a bird and a goblin. And across the way I see Jacob sitting with 2 older men, one of whose hair is apparently on fire. It is simpler to rely on standard suppliers and build something in keeping with the world. They save their energy for the food. In the other world, there are no limits. You can eat off floating platters in a crystal palace. But what is the other world? No one has told you about that yet? Think of it like Fairyland. It's another world next to this one where magic runs more stronger. It is wonderful, but it has its dangers. Like fairies. That's where magical creatures come from. Elves, dragons, all the sources of myths and legends. And you? We should talk about that later. Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. No, I want to tell you, but I think we should order first. We sit at a booth, and I look around for a menu without seeing one. Then Damien takes a narrow cylinder from a vase, or vase, on the center of the table, unrolls it, and hands it to me. A scroll! I look over the listings, but I have no idea what most of them are. They're not even all in the same language as far as I can tell. Would you like me to order for you? Okay, Jet. Yes, random, hamburger, or grilled cheese. I'm willing to go. I'm willing to say let him order. Maybe that means he'll pay for it, right? Random could make us come across as weird, which maybe is not such a bad thing. We apparently need to learn the language of this menu. 40% say, yes! When the waiter comes, Damien rattles off a string of syllables that I can't understand, then smiles at me. A few minutes later, the appetizers arrive. Damien has a set of tiny eggs inside a nest of leaves, and I have a thin, pale brown tube filled with cream like some sort of jelly roll. What is this? An Amuzon. Take a bite. A small one. I nibble at the end. It tastes like an ordinary cake. Is it normal for witches to have dessert first? Take another bite. I nibble again and my eyes go wide. It tastes like biting into a packet of sweet and sour sauce. Keep going. Another bite, but this one I nearly spit out. Vinegar. I struggle to swallow, and if you didn't like that one, don't laugh. So I screw my face up a bit, hold back the giggle, and ask, why not? The idea is to amuse the mouth. The flavor will keep shifting until you laugh, and then it stays that way. magical. I don't want to miss out on the effects, so I keep a straight face while I finish my amuse-on. A waitress comes by to clear the appetizer plates, and we wait for the main course. So, I suppose it's time. Time? To tell you about where I come from. Please, promise me you won't repeat this story to anyone else. I promise. It's not easy to talk about. You don't have to if you really don't want to. No, I know you. Being who you are, I don't believe you'll judge me the same way. You don't have the same expectations because you weren't born to magic. Neither was I. What? But you're not human. But my parents are. I'm a changeling. You were swapped as a baby? As far as I know. I don't exactly remember. But, you're blue. I'd think they'd sort of notice. I didn't look like this until later. I grew up always believing that there was something wrong with me, that the face I saw in the mirror wasn't right. But I didn't know why. Oh, I imagined all sorts of things. Perhaps my parents were my parents. Perhaps I was a lost prince, and someday my real family would come and take me away. And save me. I think every unhappy child imagines that. He sighs and brushes stray crumbs off the table, not meeting my eyes. Did they come? Your birth family? No, I've never seen them. I wish they had. Even if one's a demon, they couldn't be... Well, when I turned 13, I saw my true face for the first time. I was terrified. I had to learn to hide it and pretend to be normal, even though I knew it was all a lie. It was quite a shock when I came to Iris, and everyone started demanding to know my bloodline. I couldn't tell them, and I didn't want to explain. Why would they even ask? That's rude. You see, that's why I could tell you this, because it doesn't matter to you. They want to know who I'm related to, so they know my status. There aren't that many all-magical families, and they're very proud of who they are. And when I wouldn't answer their questions, because I couldn't, that made them think I had something to hide. Especially William. His eyes flick back and forth. Then suddenly he leans back in his seat and smiles. Before I can ask why, the waiter arrives to bring the main course. Bon appetit. The food is good, but my mind is too full of questions to really pay attention. What is the food? What is the food? What did he order for us? Tell me! What is it? What's the food? You son of a bitch! Would you smile at me? I don't fucking care about the questions! I don't care about fucking tentacle hair! What is the food? There's obviously a lot more to the story, but for someone who has trouble trusting others, he's probably told me more than he wants to already. I don't want to push him by asking for more. At last, he looks up from his plate. Did you know that William was originally a falcon? No, I didn't. Why does everything in this fucking game have to involve Damien and William? But we were hallmates at first, freshman year. He never said that. He probably didn't want to spoil his image by telling you what happened. I didn't choose it, Summer. You chose it. Everyone Chad chose it. Being kicked out of Falcon Hall for starting a fist fight doesn't sound very cool, does it? A fight with you? He lets out a shallow sigh. He kept trying to break into my room. He followed me around, but I wouldn't tell him anything. No. Let's talk about something else. Right. You come here often. Smooth. Remember, though, as we were told in this game, though, earlier, by Damien, Futa is not like other girls. Direct quote. Oh, occasionally, but not for a while. It's much nicer when you have someone to share it with. You'll like the dessert. He throws back the table. The dessert? There's only one? Well, it's possible to request an extra if you're greedy. But I don't think it would be good for you. The dessert plate is provided to everyone, even if you only came for coffee. It's part of the magical tradition of hospitality. No guest should go without. That's nice. He settles back in his seat and looks at me. Have you ever considered wearing some sort of ornaments in your hair? Something like that could really bring out the color of your eyes. I don't know. I'm wearing these glasses. I don't need to hide those. I'm a falcon. We like pretty things. Hi, how's it going? How you doing? Yeah, it's totally not a date. It's totally not a date. Last year, there was a senior in Butterfly Hall who wore a golden circlet with an enormous flower on each side of her head that changed colors as the day went by. You should have seen her. She was beautiful. Dark hair like a waterfall. I poke absently at my plate, then set my silverware down and allow the waiter to take it away. A few minutes later, the dessert plates arrive. Strawberries? Look more closely. I look again. They're shaped like strawberries. What the fuck was the main entree that he ordered for us? We talked about the appetizer, we're talking about the dessert, but we don't get to talk about the actual fucking dinner? They're shaped like strawberries, but their surfaces are smooth and seedless and slightly shiny, like candy. Is that, marzipan? I've heard the word, but I don't really know what it means. No, it's better. They're blown sugar glass. Careful. They're fragile. Put one in your mouth and suck gently. Okay. No. Grant, no. Hanako Games knows what they're doing here. They know. They know. Okay. I pick up a sugar berry and pop it into my mouth. For a moment, there's just a vague sweetness as the There's just a vague sweetness as the sugar melts on my tongue. Then all of a sudden, a burst of liquid flavor. Damien laughs at the surprise on my face. They're filled with strawberry juice. It's supposed to provide energy. Why doesn't the sugar dissolve? Magic! After finishing the strawberries, I do feel energized. Grimith doesn't know how much stress that would remove because he was at 0 stress. We chat a bit more, and then Damien pays the bill, trying to hide the amount from my eyes. And then it's time to find a van back to campus. God damn it, chat! Why are we romancing this man? All throughout, he's been a perfect gentleman, a friend, and not a hint of anything more. That's how we look without the glasses. Yes, the whole changeling reveal. Not a big deal. Spellbook-wise, we got a few spells since we started. Spells that would have helped us, but you know, that's how it goes, right? Next week time. Flyers up in the halls have informed us that there will be a special assembly for all freshmen this Thursday. No class activities can be scheduled for that day. So what should I do this week? Yes, Starlight spells. You know, so far I really don't know, like, whether, like, strong, smart, cute, or weird make that much of a difference. Particularly compared to, like, the magic schools and how important they are for passing the exams. Which I imagine would be of some value, so at least you can, I don't know, not get fucking demerits. Because there's, like, going to the gym, and there's, like, studying, and there's sleeping, which, of course, reduces stress. Looks like we're going with black and green this week. So be it. Yay. Hey, Minnie. There you are! I've been looking for you! Is everything on course for the fundraiser? You got it set? As far as I know. Right, here's the papers and the booth location and schedules. Do you mind which time you work? Not really. Only I'm supposed to be somewhere else after the last shift that I know in my run over, so yeah. Can I ask you something? Sure. Oh my god, Grant. Oh my god, son of a bitch, you're right. How about that? When two people are going out, is it normal for them to spend all their time together, not with anyone else? If they want to? Yeah, I mean, if they want. I'm not here to fucking, like, do whatever the fuck you want, man. If those people want to, I mean, yeah. I mean, we've studied a little bit with Minnie. Yeah, like, I'm just trying to, like, go on with my life here. 74% say if they want. No one bothered to say I don't know. If they want to, why not? It sounds pretty normal for them to like being with each other, especially if they've only just started going out. If your roommate is ignoring you to spend all our time with someone new, she'll probably get over it eventually. Right. Well, thanks for your help. I'll talk to you later. Yay! 1 point of green magic. Yay! 1 point of black magic. Star wipe? On Thursday morning, all the freshmen are gathered together in the gym. Good morning, my bright young things. Today is a special occasion for all of you. You're going to get to practice what you've learned and try out some spells on each other without the pressure of a test or grades. This is an important lesson because in future exams you may come up against other spellcasters. You need to know how to use magic in combat and how to avoid magic being used on you. Will everyone please team up in twos? There's some jostling and shuffling around. Ellen and Virginia pair off, and I end up standing by Virginia's brother, Donald. Please pay attention before we begin. I want you to take turns casting spells at each other and blocking them. This is not a battle, and you're not trying to defeat each other. Think of it like a game of catch. One of you is the pitcher, and one of you is the catcher. Well, Donald, how about it? You can only pitch when it's your turn, so defenders must only defend and not attack. Also, please don't interfere with any other pairs. That includes casting spells that tend to be messy. No fireballs or ice torrents, please. Target only your partner. I will be on hand to deal with any injuries and accidents. If you hurt yourself, please call for help. I'll be right there. Have fun! Fun? I turn to face my partner. Ladies first! I'm not sure at the cast. I've never done this before. You can do a push spell, right? Sure, that's easy. So fucking easy you didn't know how to do it with the last test. Wouldn't it be funny if she didn't know how to do it? Alright then, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. I start to cast the spell, but suddenly a wave of cold sweeps over my body and I can't move. The spell fizzles uncast. Ha! I wasn't sure that would work. And it'll wear off in a minute. As he said, I unfreeze shortly, but my fingertips are still tingling and sore. Alright, it's my turn now. Are you ready? I suppose. 1, 2, 3. I mean... Do we defend ourselves by pushing him? The best defense is telling him to get fucked, right? Chat very divided on this one. %58% say push. There's a little jolt, and I feel a sting like a tiny electric shock as Donald stumbles back. Ow! Hey, you're not supposed to attack now. I thought it might throw off your aim. I guess it might for a moment after. We worked together for a while, trading spells back and forth. Then Donald holds up his hands and leans in close to whisper something. I've got a great idea. When I say go, you drop to the floor and cover your eyes. I'm going to cast something over your head. Okay. Go! On cue, I duck and cover. Why did we auto-agree to this? There's a whooshing noise and a burst of heat overhead, followed by screams. Donald, what are you doing? Ooh, you're in trouble. While your flaming dragon was very... Oh my god. Impressive. Oh, I missed the fire dragon? I did specifically tell you to avoid large spells. If poor Fuda hadn't managed to get out of the way, you would have been hurt her badly. Like he cares. This is very disappointing. You've always been so careful in your creativity. Why would you take such a risk? I mean, as far as I'm concerned... Donald can get fucked. He made his choices. Yeah. Just sort of like stare, like, 81%. I knew what I was doing. Well, maybe you did, but it's still a bad example for the other students, don't you think? I'm sure you know that there will be a detention for this. Of course! I'll also have to give you 10 demerits. Yeah, well, try to be good now. Jacob, put Mr. Arias down. She hurries off to deal with someone else. Luckily, there are no major accidents for the rest of the session. Yay! Track scent. Allows the caster to trace creatures that have recently passed through an area. On Saturday morning, I get up terribly early and deliver the mail and the allowances. Then I'm free for the day. Let's go ahead and save the game. Could be like all these other spells we've got. You folks want to go study, or you want to go back to the mall and dance some more? We have $37. Which is not enough to buy things like the tentacle wand or the furry suit. Looks like folks just want to study. No tentacles, no deal. The tentacles cost 50. Alright, looks like we're gonna go study at 94% of the vote. What the hell, I'll take. We'll study with Minnie again. Minnie helps us out with my green magic. +4 stress. We get smarts and green magic by 1. Neat. Out of curiosity, what happens if I don't? We just get 1 smart. And 2 stress. Okay, it's gonna be a new week. Yes, it is. Helpful Minnie. Show off. And ended up getting detention, which we put in not our problem. I don't know Minnie that well, even if we are in student government together. She's got something on her mind. Somebody she knows is spending too much time with her boyfriend or something, but I don't really know what. Nah, we don't need to save. Next week. Fuda? Yes. Do you like theater plays? I don't know. I don't know whether I like those things. Why? That sounds like how I answer a question. Do you have this? Why? Not like answering it with a yes or no, but just why? Well, the drama club is doing... Oh, well that's cool. Medea? Media? Med. Doing meds. They're doing meds this week. And I kind of want to see it, but I don't want to go by myself. What's that? It's a classic Greek tragedy. It's about a witch whose lover betrays her and the terrible things she does for revenge. That doesn't sound very nice. That's why it's a tragedy. Fucking tragedies. Why can't we watch Antigone? Yes, I know, Antigone. They're doing it Friday and Saturday night, and I was thinking I'd rather go Friday. Is it free? No, it's $5 for students. So, do you want to come? I mean, it's only $5. We got 37. Why not? Who knows what smarts we might get? Or whether we'll, like, reduce some stress. I don't speak Castilian. Listen, I'm sure it's worth it. There's your confirmation. $37. 94% say yes. Sure. Alright. Every weekend, we get, like, a little bit of money. Thanks. I'd better figure out what else I'm doing this week, though. Alright, chat. Let's go ahead and back to the poll machine. So, red, blue, green, black, or white, what two will we emphasize this week? black is still going to be one of the two pillars. It looks like blue might be the other pillar this time, though, because chat wants to diversify. Because of the reasons. Alright, black and blue tie at 6 each. Black, black, blue, blue, and then one final day to maybe sleep. Or maybe do something else. Probably study. Let's go with study. I'm not gonna choose sleep. We can sleep on Monday. We've had a few events that, like, reduce stress that ended up being wasted. We shall study. We could go to the gym, though. No, we will study. We will hug in the shade. Nah, we'll work out. We did have our strength depleted earlier this session. It was a punishment for looking at fairies that we were not supposed to. So yeah, we'll go to the gym. We'll work it out. Yay! We'll learn a new spell. Fracture. Damages the integrity of objects, possibly shattering them. Yeah, Lethal. There was some shit that happened near session start. Blue magic. Blue magic. Gym time. 1 strength for our troubles. Ellen and I meet outside the gym. There are a lot of people here, not just students, but ordinary people and families who must have driven up here to see the play. After we buy our tickets, we can go inside. Folding chairs have been set up in rows across the gym floor facing the stage. Behind the stage, a giant backdrop painting hangs on the wall, displaying marble pillars and steps to suggest a fantasy of ancient Greece. At least it looks like a painting. It's probably an illusion. That's gotta be a lot easier than having to paint something so huge. We find a place to sit without anyone too tall in front of us. After a while, the show begins. It was every bit as tragic as Ellen suggested, and bloody too. Nice special effects, though. Hell hath no oh. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Isn't that Shakespeare? No, it was someone else. Cosgrove, I think, from The Mourning Bride. So, what's that one about? Another story of murder and revenge? Sort of, it's complicated. Let me see if I can remember. The rebel leader kidnaps the princess, but then they fall in love and get secretly married, but then there's a shipwreck and she's washed up alone and rescued by her father, the king. So the king wants to marry her off to his ally, and she doesn't dare tell him she's already married to his enemy, and she thinks the rebel fellow is dead anyway. Only he's not, because he was washed up somewhere else and rescued by a queen who falls in love with him, and the king falls in love with the queen, but they're enemies. So everyone loves someone who loves someone else, and they're all trying to murder the people that they think have betrayed them, and then they feel guilty and try to change their minds. Only it's too late because the plots are already in motion, so they all end up killed by their own assassins. So the moral is, I guess, that revenge is dangerous. Or else, don't change your mind. Even if a man treated me like Jason would never do what she did. Well, of course you wouldn't do that. But if someone I love betrayed me... I mean... surely no one we love would betray Futa-san, right? Surely not. But if it did happen, hypothetically were it to happen, 83% of the vote says punished. She took it way too far, but Jason deserved to suffer for the way he treated her. You can't let people get away with that. He should have been punished. I suppose. You know what they say. Don't get mad. Get even. Just, not by killing people. Bad plan. I hear someone nearby snicker. But when I turned to look, I can't tell who it was. Half the audience is still milling around after all. Anyway, thanks for coming with me. No problem. On Saturday morning, I get up early and go to the staff room to collect the mail. Fuda! There you are. Here, let me give you a hand with this. We need to get moving. Where are we going? To the mall for the fundraiser. You did say you'd cover my shift, remember? Right. Which shift is that? Well, because we're only lowly freshmen, we're supposed to do the last shifts, and all the officers have to help set up first thing in the morning, so we go to be there all day. I mean, you are. I'm really sorry about this. It's just that I promised someone, and I can't. I'll make it up to you somehow. It's alright. Anyway, let's get the mail out. Minnie and I delivered the mail, including our own allowances, and then took a van to the mall with Professor Graviner, the other student officers, and the goods for our booth. The booth looked very festive with all the candles. It should do well. Anyway, I'm free for most of the day. I can do whatever I want as long as I don't leave. What should we do? Chad, we've got $37 to our name. What fortune? Bounty. It is poll time. I imagine, well, window shopping is going to reduce stress. Food court may end up reducing stress too. I can actually go check briefly. Oh, we could actually choose what kind of food we want to order there. Magic store will give us the things that we can buy. With $37, we can get a tiara. Like, that's cute. Or like the weird glasses. And the games arcade has the same stuff that we've seen before. We cannot get a sextant. That costs $95. Looks like we're going to the food court, though. 60% of the audience. In which case, now that you've sent us to the food court, chat, fruit, cookie, pastry, lunch, or no. And if you pick no, I may end up just picking anyway. We did not come here just to fucking get nothing. Just watch people eat? What the fuck were you doing in the food court for? Alright, looks like the votes narrowly for lunch over pastry. 37% to 32%. So our weekly allowance is going into lunch at the mall. The food at school cafeteria certainly isn't bad, but somehow fast food feels like more fun. Variety is the spice of life. Stress decreases by 10. I see Virginia at a table waving at me. Hey, Fuda, over here! Coming closer, I stop and stare in awe at the monstrosity on the table in front of her. There's a cookie, then 2 brownies, each cut diagonally into triangles and set around the edges of the cookie like the rays of a pastry sun. Then a fat scoop of chocolate ice cream ribbled with peanut butter and a smaller scoop of vanilla perched on it like a crown. I didn't know we were playing fucking Cook Serve Delicious tonight. Over the whole mess are whirls of whipped cream and a scattering of chopped nuts and chocolate sprinkles. The only thing missing is a cherry on top. We need some hot fudge too, might as well, right? Just no gummy bears. Judging by the stems on the side of the plate, the cherries didn't last long. Are you going to eat that whole thing? You can have a bite if you want. 1 bite? She laughs. No, we can share if you want. Oh my, Chad. You want a taste of Virginia's cream? Ice cream, of course. Remember that we didn't really share our apple pie that Damien got us. We scarfed it down, like, in front of her face and got a tummy ache for it. Looks like chat mostly wants just a taste. Don't want to split it. Just a taste. 73%. I think I'll stick with a bite, thanks. Virginia's idea of a proper dessert is delicious, but sort of overwhelming. As the day passes, I grow more and more bored with the mall. It's a fun place to visit, but Well, nobody lives here. But wandering around all day with nowhere to go and nothing much to do gets old. It's getting dark and cold in here. On the bright side, that makes a display of candles look that much more inviting. At last, it's time for my turn at the booth. To my surprise, Professor Grabiner is standing behind the booth when I arrive. Sir? Do not worry, Miss San. I am only here to supervise. I am not a salesman. No, I can't imagine that he'd be a very good one. Take your place. I will be sitting over there if you have need of me, and only if you have need. I do not appreciate being interrupted while I'm reading. Yes, sir. I step behind the booth and look over the current supplies. Once I've taken count of what's available, I get to work smiling at the passerbys, hoping to encourage them to check out my wares. An older student passes by the booth. Oh, the candles. Angela. We've heard about her. Do you want to buy one? I know we're supposed to be taking money from non-magical people, but I don't think it's against the rules to sell to witches. She picks up one of my purple pumpkin tea lights and sniffs at it. Purple and pumpkin? Do you really think that goes together? Probably not, since they haven't been selling that well. If you're not buying anything, please move out of the way so that real customers can see them. She rolls her eyes at me but leaves. More people come by to check out the candles, and a few buy some. More after I learn to start telling everyone it's a fundraiser for our school. Well, it is. And time passes and passes and passes, and we get some stress. I don't have a watch, and I'm not sure how long these shifts are supposed to be anyway. When do we get to go home? I could ask the professor, but he said not to bother. What if he just fucking left, right? He just left. At last, with great clattering of metal, the shops of the mall begin to close. Professor Graviner blinks and looks up from his book. Miss San, what time is it? I don't know, sir. I start to wobble and he leaps from his seat to catch me. Idiot girl! Have you not sat down for all this time? No, sir. He sighs. Well, I can't take you back like this. Someone would assume I'd worked you to the bone on purpose. Come along, then. After a quick detour to lock up the remaining supplies and money, he leads me to the Glen. Have you been here before? Once. Sit. Say nothing. I will order. A few minutes later, I have a cup of something hot in front of me. What is this? I just like to imagine him like staring at her like bluntly. Yes, Lethal. Like, are you fucking kidding me right now? It's sweet and spicy and makes my throat burn a bit. Thanks. It shouldn't have been necessary if you had any sense. I suppose I should be thankful you didn't simply lock your knees and faint. Falling face first into a table full of candles? Ouch. I've never been alone in a social situation with Graviner before. I don't really know what to say now. Well, we did use the "Do you come here often" line on Damien before. I will attempt to engage with what were you reading. He gives you demerits when you're not even at school. I mean, we're sort of smart, right? It's the glasses, though. Okay, 48% say, what were you reading? 26% was, do you come here often? So, what were you reading? Nothing that would interest you. Well, I can't know if I'm interested if I don't know what it is. Or else I am interested because I don't know. The title is Some Anomalies and Interpretations of Fragmentary Great Appendage Arthropod Fossils from Lower Cambrian Shales. Alright, that's a stupid title. That will never sell. Without the use of magic. That's an awful title. That doesn't even look like it Like, you can't tell me that the title is on the other side. Oh, maybe in Magic Land they read this shit backwards, right? Oh, as I said. What does that mean? Concern yourself with your own studies, Miss San. You have more than enough work ahead of you as it is. Yes, sir. I guess he's not much for small talk. After a while, a waiter places a small plate of bright red berries in the center of the table. I already know what these are, so I take one. As expected, the burst of strawberry juice makes me feel a little better. Professor Gravener's face doesn't change at all despite the sweet treat. I suppose it's too much to expect that it would cheer him up. We should go. Yes, sir. Thank you again. So our candles didn't sell that well. What a surprise, right? The purple pumpkin candles. Next week we go. Early on Monday, all the freshmen are called together. Good morning, Buttercups! The Thanksgiving break begins this week after classes on Thursday. There will be no further scheduled activities until Monday, the 2nd of December. If you are staying through the break, the library will be open and meals will be served at the regular times, as well as the feast on Thursday and some organized activities. If you are leaving and you need to leave before tomorrow's evening and you haven't already made arrangements, please talk to me. After assembly. Now, there is one more thing. For those of you who are Wild Seed, if you are leaving, this will be your first time away from the comfort and protection of Iris Academy. You are witches and wizards, and the people around you out there are not. The choice that you made 3 years ago still stands. You must not reveal our secrets to the outside world. You must not discuss or display magic in front of anyone who is not one of us. Not your old friends, not your families, no one. If you betray our trust, you will not be allowed to return. And we would miss you. Now, I'm sure you have a busy week ahead of you, so I'll let you get on with your schedules. Yeah, Thanksgiving weekend and all that. How about it, chat? That's right, don't suffer the fate we suffered before by neglecting black and being 1 point shy of it. Looks like it's gonna be black and green. Perhaps folks just want to get green to double digits. We fail. People sob. Ah, why, Jesus? Black and green it is. Yay! Up, it's double digits now. And we learned Heal. Cures minor injuries and ailments on one living target. If I might have your attention, please, take hold of each other's hands and close your eyes. We give thanks to the parents who created us, and the friends who helped us grow, to the earth which nurtures us, and the other worlds which inspire us, for what we have been given, and for what we have to give, for those who have taken us in when we were in need, for forgiveness, and for the hope of renewal. May our tributes bring joy, and may no call go unanswered in this Thanksgiving season. So may it be. Hands pull away from mine as other students echo her words. Have a very happy holiday. Well, now I can hang up my cape, find my parents, and be on my way. School will be waiting for me when I get back. Suck it down, Ellen. On vacation. Well, if we had any stress accumulated at all, folks. If there's something that we've learned from this playthrough, it's stress management, right? I arrived back at school for my vacation, feeling slightly disoriented. No, that's it. Just feeling slightly disoriented. It was nice to see my family again, but in some ways they felt like strangers. And my old friends. They've all moved on. Back to my room then. Hey, Fuda, you're back! How was your holiday? Name. Might as well tell it like it is. Weird and awkward. This doesn't have to be a secret, I don't think. Okay. 82%. It was really weird. I know we're not allowed to do magic or talk about it, and I didn't, but I was worried at first that my parents were going to ask about it, and that I wouldn't know what to say, you know? But then they didn't ask anything. I mean, they asked how my classes were and if I liked my teachers and things like that, but nothing about wands or witches or spells. Not even hints. It's like they've completely forgotten. They probably have. But, well, it's all part of the same thing, you know. Outsiders aren't allowed to know about magic. What if your parents went around telling everyone their daughter was a witch? But they knew I was going to a school for magic. They saw me in my robes. I don't know how it works. I just know that Wild Seed parents are kind of encouraged to forget about it after school starts. Is that why my family didn't come for me? They forgot me? It's not supposed to make them forget about you, just to forget that you're a witch. It's easier this way, isn't it? To keep it a secret? Like you said, if they knew, they'd ask. People still ask about school and everything. I tell them I have to make it up or change the details so it doesn't sound magical, then I have to remember what I said. Yeah, some people can't handle that. That's why some Wild Seed kids just stop going home. Some of them go home and never come back. But you came back and we're glad to see you, right? Yeah. Looks like Ellen's not entirely sure what to think of this development either. My old classmates kept all kinds of secrets from their parents. Who they were dating, where they went at night, what they had and hadn't done. Is this the normal way for things to be? Is this just part of growing up? Well, I won't be seeing my parents again until Christmas anyway. For now, it's back to school. I'm sure it's fine, Lethal. Back to the grind. On Monday morning, someone knocks on her door. Virginia gets up to answer it. I love my immersion right there. Just pokes her head up and walks away. Good morning, here are your exam schedules for the day. She returns holding a piece of paper. Exams? Today? Not before Thanksgiving? These fucking cunts. We haven't had time to prepare. Well, it has been a while since the last exam. We've had all that time. That's not the same. No, but we'll do our best, right? So, I have an exam after class today. What else should I do this week? Alright, chat. We'll have Monday before the exam to do something, and then the rest of the week. I mean, I can study if you want to, Chad. I can study on Monday for you to make you happy. Even though, like, that's only going to give us, like, 1 point in a random thing and 1 point of smarts or whatever. But what about the other days? Chat consults the polls. Looks like it's going to be black and blue. It's a shame that we can't experience the exam first and then decide what to do for the rest of the days. Okay, black and blue it is. Alright, that's our schedule. We didn't have many to help us, everyone. So we just got 1 point of smart. So, here I am. I wonder what this exam will be out about. So, as a recap for how these things go, folks, when it comes to the dungeon puzzle solving, I will steer us around and there will be no voting options. If, for whatever reason, you know the solutions to the dungeon puzzles, don't tell us. You'll be taking away the viewer's experience, and my experience, of cracking open a dungeon puzzle. Now, the last dungeon puzzle proved to be impossible to solve with our current spell array. This dungeon may prove to be that as well. I don't know. We'll find out together as a family. So give it some time, we'll explore, or whatever, and we'll move on. We do have suggestions, though, of like things that could happen and you don't know about the gameplay, and you haven't looked it up. You could offer them. Yes. Yes, Lethal will end you if that happens. He has the Grimith seal of approval to end you. Here we go! In the dungeon again. The exit to this dungeon has been hidden. You cannot teleport out of the level. You must use your magic wisely to find your way before you run out of energy. You may choose to surrender at any time, and you'll be retrieved from the dungeon safely. However, you will fail your exam and receive demerits. Good luck. So, as a reminder from what spells we have an inscription, we have a breeze. No, of course, I don't have any paper near me. Breeze. We have a light. We have a track scent. We have a spirit sight. We have a diagnosis. We have an inspection. We have a true sight. If this is hidden, but the current location, silence, empathy, detect charm. Okay. Detect charm could be maybe, like if it's enchanted to be like an illusion if it's hidden. Warm. Heal. Push object. Trigger. Communication. Seal. Open. Fracture. And stone shape. I'm with you, Millie Bays and Aura Bolt. That track scent there. Yeah, why don't we try that? The most recent creature to pass through was Professor Gravener heading south. Because you can't teleport out of here. Okay. He was heading west now. I love how we do know his scent, yes. Alright, let's head west again. Obviously turning south. But, you know, it might not have been. This could have been like an illusional area. Illusional? We'll go with that. I know, right? Alright, let's keep... Why wasn't this the second test, right? We still wouldn't have had track scent then anyway, though. That's something that we just recently picked out, right? Alright, heading west again. Heading north. Now, I would wonder... magic? No. Like, you have a limited amount of resources, and that's based on your smarts whenever you go into a dungeon. Health is based, apparently, on your strong. And I presume this is the secret. Heading west, But there's a wall in the way. How is that possible? There must be a secret exit here. I didn't even have to cast anything else. That was purely track synth the entire way through. Hey, Chaos Mole. Yeah? What I'm wondering here, this might actually be something I look up, is whether if you're like wandering around and exploring, whether you can actually lose his scent and not be able to like track him that way. Yeah, that was easy that time. Alright, yeah, sure. Whatever. Congratulations, Fuda. For succeeding in your quest, you receive 5 merits. Great. I hope you enjoyed putting your skills to practice. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have another student to look after. I guess I can go relax now. Maybe, Grant. Like, we had a number of tools there for solving that, like a number of possible ideas. So, I think that we would not have been as fucked over in that one. Yeah. Definitely. Track scent, though. That was definitely the way to go, because Professor Grabner apparently, like, just traced the steps there, presumably as a way for, like, students who use that spell to get out. How'd it go? Didn't. You didn't take the exam? That's what he said. I don't understand, were you in the dungeon or not? I was in the dungeon, I found the way out, I just didn't use magic. How'd you do that? I analyzed the layout to decide which walls were most likely structurally to be false and checked them for inconsistency until I found 2 walls that were identical. I was sure one was an illusion, but they still felt solid, so I decided my mind was being fooled into stopping my hand and making me think I felt something. So I jumped at the wall so I wouldn't hit it in midair and my mind wouldn't be able to pull me back, and it worked. But I didn't cast any spells, so he said it didn't count, and he wouldn't give me any merits for it. Oh. Didn't sound like she got any demerits, but she didn't actually get any fucking merits of that. I don't know, Lethal. That had to be something that the Google engine would have to answer. Could always try again, just nah. We blazed through that. I mean, on the one hand, I have, like, all of the math teachers and professors, and like my mind, like, right answer, but you didn't show your work. She did show her work, she just didn't resolve the situation magically, but, I mean, it's like, she didn't need to use magic, because it was so blatantly obvious to her, right? 85% of the audience says, that's not fair. Well, that's not fair. They always say it doesn't matter how we solve the challenges as long as we solve them, right? Yeah. It's a trick. A nasty trick. I wonder how many people they catch by not telling us the real rules. Yeah, you're right. It's not fair. They're doing it wrong. She stomped out of the room. Where is she going? I follow in Ellen's wake as she steams through the halls. Professor Grabiner, sir! I beg your pardon. Your testing procedure is unbalanced and unfair. Take it up with the headmistress. I have no time for this. No, you listen to me. It's important. She's yelling at Grabiner. I can feel the fascinated crowds hovering around to watch the show. Would you be willing to accept the tension in exchange for my listening to your little diatribe? Yes! I see. Carry on. You tell us that we're supposed to be creative, but you discourage creative solutions. You tell us that we're supposed to think our way out of challenges, but you don't teach us to think. All we've learned since we've been here is spells. No history, no literature, no guidance on what is and isn't accepted behavior, and then you punish us anyway. You tell us to experiment, but you don't tell us how to do it safely. You don't give us the tools to measure our progress, and you make fun of science for doing what you can't. It's wrong. Have you finished? Yes. Very well. I will see you on Saturday for your detention, Miss Middleton. He swirls his cape around him and walks away. Ah! I think I'm going to quietly sneak back to the room. I wake up suddenly in the middle of the night. I'm not sure why. I thought I heard something. Maybe it's the birds chirping in the middle of the night. Just throwing that one out there. Was someone at the door? I wait a few moments, but I don't hear anything except Virginia snoring. Back to sleep, then. Enchant object. Infuses an object with a basic undercurrent of magic. Blue magic. Ah! We learned Far Sight. Allows the caster to view a nearby known location. Futa? I believe I have something that belongs to you. Okay. She hands me a nondescript brown paper bag. I peek inside. What? Yes, you see, some of the boys were playing catch with it in the cafeteria. They found it in a hallway. I don't know how it came to be there. But there you are, safe and sound. I've had it cleaned and mended for you. Thanks. Don't worry, Dove. What seems like the most terrible moment imaginable when you are young will only be a tiny speckle in an illustrated history. I'll see you later. She bustles away. But how did one of my bras end up in a hallway somewhere? On Saturday morning, I end up being free for the day, because of the reasons. What should I do? We have $37, chat. Well, I mean, if anyone could figure out who it belongs to, it would be the professor, right? Using her fucking hocus pocus magic. Well, the person who last have used the bra then would have been like one of the boys playing catch with it. Looks like we're gonna go study again. And be sad. Grant, get your head out of the gutter. I don't think you're a good fit for Weeaboo College. 87% say study. Is Minnie there? She is. Green magic. Because it was a tie between the two, so it auto-picked. There you go. And smarts up too. I'm almost free to go out when I hear someone knocking on the door. I'm coming already! Oh. Hello? Hi. My roommate just got a new set of flower stones, so he gave me his old ones. I thought I might teach you to play, if you're interested. Actually, I was just on my way to a sports club meeting. Oh. Well, chat, do you want to go to sports club? Or spend the time playing flower stones? I'd rather spend time with you, or can we do it another day? I don't know, Lethal. Maybe we'll find out if he teaches us how to play. Hopefully we don't do it in our room, though, right? Where Virginia comes in and then all hell breaks loose. 65% say, I'd rather spend time with you than sports club. I can go to sports club any day. I'd rather spend time with you.
Oh, look at him. He's so adorable. So where should we play? It doesn't take much space. We could do it here in the hall. Or I could invite him into my room. Alone. In a bedroom. With Damien. Fine. The hall's fine. Have a seat. I tuck my robes under me and sit on the floor. Damien follows suit, with a little more shifting to get his wings out of the way. He pulls out a small wooden box with floral patterns carved across the top. Opening it, he takes out a handful of flat gray pebbles, each slightly wider than a quarter, and sets them on the ground between us. 6 pebbles, 4 of which have flowers painted on them. No, he's turning the others over. All of them have a flower on one side and are blank on the other. It's a good point, Crazy. It's a good point. The box is still half filled with playing pieces, but these are different. There are little gold and silver ingots, like a pirate doll's treasure, and a plump stone figure with a pointy hat. This is a basic set that doesn't use buds. It's simple. You gather the stones together, shake, and toss. He scatters the pebbles and they come up 3 blank, 3 flowered. No points for me, then it's your turn. If you get 5 or 6 of the same kind, then you win points and you get to throw again. Huh. I mean, I'd rather play dice, but okay. So it's just luck? For us it is. Masters play a different game where the stones can stay in the air for a set time to be adjusted by magic before they fall. But you're not ready for that. Go on, roll the stones. I toss the pebbles but get the same result he did. We go on like that. I get lucky and throw 2 5s in a row, earning 2 gold and 2 silver bars, but Damien does the same shortly afterwards, and he's the first to throw all 6 same side up. Eventually, we run out of treasure, and as the last to take a piece, I receive the gnome. Now what? We count them up? Now comes the trickier part. We throw the stones again, but now when you win a hand, you take treasure from the pile you've won already, and put it in either your vault or your bill. Treasure in the vault counts towards winning the game, but treasure on the bill means the other player has to lose twice that value when we make the final tally. So what's the gnome for? If you have the gnome, but if you lose the final tally, you get to roll the stones 3 more times and steal any treasure you win from the other player. This has got no complicated. This is the easy version. We play for a while, engrossed in the click of stones against the floor until... Ahem. Hi? You're in my way. I scooch out of the way and let her through the door to our room. Is everything all right? Oh, she's just in a bad mood. You would tell me if something were wrong, wouldn't you? Huh? If that girl has threatened you... Threatened me? Well, her family. You've got the wrong idea. I mean, Donald gets her really mad and she's never tried to beat him up. That you know of. Well, my apologies then. Still, I think perhaps I should go. Well, it was nice seeing you. And you. Yeah, so, Virginia is the one who wanted to do all the sports clubbing stuff, and, you know, we're like, yeah, sure, fine, okay, sports club. But, in choosing not to go to sports club, you know, she might be upset, and she comes back to our dorm and sees that we're hanging out with Damien in the hallway in front of our dorm. So, you know, that happened. That's right, Train. That did happen. We still have our glasses. There you go. There's that. Ellen's outburst. Midnight mystery, but don't know what lingerie surprise. How did they get hold of one of the bras? I know, right? No, you don't understand. It's because we skipped it to play with him. Star Wipe? Ellen had to go take detention, by the way. She had to go to detention. It's great. Is there going to be another exam next week before the Christmas break? I don't think so. We just had one. But it's the end of the semester. Shouldn't there be a final? How do we get our grades? Ha! That's the good thing about magic school. No grades. if you're still here and the professors aren't breathing demerits down your back, you're doing fine. Oh. What do we qualify as breathing demerits down our backs? Because, there's some that we had from what happened with the fairy, and some that happened from not being able to pass that dungeon test. So, yeah. Need to set my schedule for the week. Alright, gent. Red, blue, green, black, white, go! For the good of the city. Summer, that happened in the part that you missed. I could talk to you about the experience if you don't want to watch it on your own. Or maybe you'll be interested in watching it on your own anyway. Perhaps so crazy. Okay. So, there was a dark dance event, where we all dance with, like, fairies or whatever. Black is going, but blue and green will tie, but I'm gonna finish the story. And, we walked into a dark gym, and, you know, it's an all-night thing, and there's a bunch of other students there, and we're just slowly dancing in the pitch-black gym. And Fuda-san's like, are there even any spirits here? And we had the option to cast Spirit Sight. And Chad said, yes, let's do it. So we did, and we were immediately blinded and punished by the fairies. We lost 5 strong. And Professor Grabiner got into an argument with Potsdam over the stupidity of the move, and then gave us 10 demerits. Alright, I'm not holding a vote off between blue and green. Odds, it's blue. Evens, it's green. Odds. And then for the final day, who knows whether stress will melt away or not, right? We have no idea in this crazy world. We're just gonna study and see what happens. Because, I mean, Christmas break is coming up. No, we weren't told, but I mean, it should have been obvious common sense, right? Exactly, exactly. We're seeing some rudeness here. Yay. Yay. We are called together in the gym, and I wonder if Virginia was wrong about there not being any more exams. Good morning, my sprites. As you know, the winter solstice is fast approaching. At the end of next week, many of you will be leaving us for the Christmas holiday. Before that, we have much to celebrate. If you each please come up here and reach into this bowl for a piece of paper, Secret Santa time. Ha ha! Yes! That name will tell you who you're Secret Santa for. It will be your job to find a gift for that person which you think suits them. Keep your name secret until after the gifts are delivered next week. I make my way to the stage to draw a name. I will be Santa for Virginia Danson. I'm Secret Santa for my roommate. Wonder if Professor Potsdam is playing fair with these selections. Oh well. Yay! Ah. I wake up early in the morning. If this even counts as morning, it's still dark outside, and I'm not sure why. Was I dreaming? Was there a sound? Was there a reason I needed to get up? And then I remember the date. New poll. How about it? I voted for Shrug. I love how it's just dawning. Like, no one else has discussed this, right? And then you, like, think about it, like, why am I up so early? Oh my god!
Well, 71% of the vote has chosen. Ah! I hop out of bed and switch on the lights, and the birds stop. Two sleepy heads rise, blinking from their beds. Happy Friday the 13th! Good luck for everyone! There's a moment of silence, then I have to dodge out of the way of the pillow Virginia throws at me. Lucky for you, it missed! What about my luck? It's lucky for you too, because if you'd hit me, I would have had to hit you back. Weirdo! 5 weird. I pick up the pillow and toss it back in Virginia's direction, aiming for her lap, not her head. Here, go back to sleep. We can't sleep now, it's time to get up. It is not the time to get up. We can get early breakfast. The cafeteria is not even open. Are you sure? No. Oh, I'm going. Whatever. Do you want to come, Fuda? Sure. If the cafeteria is not open yet, then at least I can stretch my legs a bit before class. Failed. Failure at studying, because it's Friday the 13th, and you are sad. Early start to the day, forced stress. You get nothing. On Saturday morning, I get up terribly early to deliver the mail. There's more of it than usual this week. This is the last regular mail day before the holidays. I'll probably have to do a special mail round next Friday as well. Miss Sen. Professor. What's he doing here so early? I thought the idea of making me do this was so he wouldn't have to. I need to add a notice to all students that outings to the mall today are cancelled. What? Why? Take a look outside. I walk to the window and then sigh at the swirling snow. There's quite a lot of it, too much apparently, for the school to be willing to take students in a van along narrow mountain roads. But what about Secret Santa? That is not my concern. Good day. He leaves me with a new note to add to my delivery. After I finish my rounds, I return to our room. There's too much snow. Trips to the mall are cancelled for today. But we haven't bought our presents to give. I don't know. Maybe we'll cancel that too. Since I can't go out, what should I do today? Oh, okay, Chad. What do? Shall we study or relax? We need an option to prepare our Secret Santa gift. Maybe that's buried and relax. Yes, that's what the poll is for. I understand that some mobile users and all console viewers are going to have trouble seeing it, interacting with it, but damn it, that poll is crucial. Otherwise, I can't tap into the lurker population. 59% have chosen to study, and we failed. Thanks, chat. Thanks. It's not as if Fuda's having enough problems. Back-to-back failed studies. Maybe she needs to take a load off. And you didn't help her take a load off. No loads were taken. I woke up everyone up early to wish them a happy Friday the 13th. Hail, choirs of angels! Yeah? I know you were all disappointed this weekend's weather prevented the usual shopping trips, so I've decided on a little change this year's Secret Santa event, so that to show the triumph of imagination and goodwill over money, so that to use your creative minds and your hands. We're going to make presents. We're going to make Christmas cards. Bye! Close enough. I brought in construction paper, glue, glitter, crayons, scissors, and a collection of expired magazines. You can cut out pictures of things you think your person would like to have or be. Instead of buying a gift for someone, give them a picture of the thing that they want. I'll do that for this Christmas, maybe. Just give pictures of things that people want to the people. Isn't it the thought that counts? And to help nurture your feelings of creativity and fun, all classes today are cancelled and I'm bringing pizza in for lunch. Enjoy.
Aren't we a bit old for collages? I suppose it's an okay way to spend a day. Once. Alright, so I need to make a giant card. What color should the backing paper be? Alright, Chad. This is your chance once again. Remember that this is a gift to someone. Secret Santa for Virginia, our Raggedy Ann roommate. Woohoo, chaos. A wonderful school day indeed. Tie between black and red. We're going with red. Red is a Christmassy color, after all. Whereas glitter should stand out nicely against black. Then comes the question of what to decorate it with. It's for Virginia, so it ought to have... Right, so from our interaction with Virginia, we know that she likes, like sports shit, and we know that she really likes sweets. And cakes are definitely involved, and chat realizes it from this session, and chat's definitely going with cake. That's a very solid cake vote. It's 80% cake vote. Yes, you are. You're the smartest. Now it's 75% cake vote. Cakes and puddings and pies and all sorts of treats. There should be plenty of pictures of those in holiday magazines. Alright, so I cut that there, and put some glue here, and sprinkle the glitter there, and half of it ends up on my robe, of course, but that's okay, there's nothing wrong with being sparkly. Because falcons like shinies, right? This is sort of fun. All around me, the gym is filled with witches and wizards busily cutting and pasting. There's going to be such a mess to clean up later. I wonder which of them is making something for me. Once all the cards have been made and the pizza's cleared away, it's time to deliver our creations. It's a shame we didn't lose any stress for that, right? I find Virginia and hand her my card. Merry Christmas! She grins at the card and pretends to lick the pictures of food. I am a girl of simple appetites. Simple? Some of those desserts are complicated. Then Ellen approaches me with a card. I knew Popstum rigged the draw somehow. Merry Christmas! It's a library? It's a chamber of secrets, books and scrolls and magic and everything that we need to learn because we're wild seed. Thanks. Today I need to decide what I'm doing for the rest of the week, since yesterday turned into a crafting party. Red, blue, green, black, white. I shall again cast my vote for black as it was ordained. Got some action here on red, no action on white again. Not the first time. Nah, no rest. I will have plenty of time to rest on the Christmas break. We gotta maximize our potential here. Okay. So, a little bit of white there at the end. Blue for sure is happening, but the first time, black isn't down. Black is tied with green. Black wins! Blue, blue, black, black, no green. Hey there, Spilsta. Yay! Darkness! Darkness! Imprisoning me! All that I see! Completely removes visibility in the caster's location.
It's true. White magic cost us demerits and strength. More blue magic. Some black magic. Star wipe. So, choral concert is tonight. Should we go? Ellen's singing, right? Yeah, but so is Donald. Is it free? Yeah, it's just a school thing, so there's no tickets to buy. Well, I mean, hey, Cloak. We gotta go, like, support the person who gave us a Chamber of Secrets, right? Gotta support our girl there. Ellen, right? And it's free. But if we stayed in, maybe we could have a visitor. Maybe we could find out who's been trying to steal the underwear. Not trying, but succeeding. For sure. Okay, 82%. We shall attend the concert. Also, Grimith shall now be Secret Santa. Leonardo, that is a subscriber code to this channel that will last for 30 days, so you can have the emotes. Cloak, that is a Mixer Pro code that will turn your name purple and give you access to all the pro perks, like double spark and experience earning, that can be cashed in at mixer.com/pro. Woo! Probably have to refresh in order for, like, things to register. You can have your emotes and shit. Looks like we're attending, though. We should be there to support Ellen. Okay. Okay. The concert is held in the gym. Choral members parade in carrying candles and then stand on the stage holding hands while they sing. They do some Christmas carols, but also plenty of songs I've never heard of. And afterwards... lost 3 stress. And afterwards there are free refreshments, which makes Virginia happy. On Friday, I get up early to deliver the mail. Most of us will be going home for the holidays tonight, and therefore won't be able to receive it tomorrow. Good morning, Professor. He grunts, uneven looking at me as he removes a package from the pile of mail. Can I help you with something? No. He takes the package and leaves. I don't have time to wonder, though, as I need to get all this sorted and delivered. Failed black magic study. Sad, be stressed. And so, my first semester of witchery school comes to a close. Professor Potsdam has called us all together for a final blessing before we go back to our parents for the holidays. Hello, my young students. The tradition of Christmas is one of giving and sharing. Most of you who are returning to your homes will be exchanging gifts and spending time with friends and family. But while you are gone, do not forget who you are. Do not forget all that you share with your brothers and sisters in magic. I have a special gift for you. Merits! A tingle of magic sweeps over us, leaving no visible change in its path. Think of those that you care about. Think of a person who matters to you. If the person you choose is thinking of you as well, you will feel that connection, that affection being shared. I'll leave you to your thoughts. Think of someone I care about. My parents, Ellen, Virginia, Damien, Donald, Professor Graviner, or no one. So, I guess, chat,
You're gonna have like 90 seconds to think about whether we want to continue pursuing this Damien relationship path and whatever benefits we might get. Because there's only two real choices here, right? Damien or Professor Graviner. Those are the only two choices. Not our parents, because we're gonna be with them. Not Ellen. Not Virginia. Not Donald, because we sold his ass out. It's not no one. Those are the only two. And if I'd had the poll end at 30 seconds, Damien would have won that 62 to 38%. I would be interested in going with Damien rather than seeing the troll path. That could be something that tossed in on the side, like a little bit of garnish, right? Oh, this is what you want your headcanon to be. Or as we learned what headcanon should be called yesterday. Right, Lethal? The story of the truth inside of us. Tell if I know, Grant. It beats me. We're gonna find out together as a family. Basically, some sort of spell got cast on us, and think of the people we care about, and we can have a connection and affection be shared. 63% of the audience went with Damien over the Professor, though. Damien's face springs into my mind. I can't help thinking about him. And I don't know what I was expecting. But crazy as it sounds, I can feel him smiling at me. Of all the people in his life, I'm the one he's thinking about. I know it. Professor Potsdam climbs back onto the stage and claps her hands. But wait. Grimith is curious. He did mention the garnish. I know it's foolish, but I think of Professor Graviner. He was the first person I met when I came to the school, even if that meeting was an embarrassing mistake on my part. He's an important figure in my life, and so I think of him. For a brief moment, I think I feel something. A brief flicker of acknowledgement, so soon snuffed that I suspect I may have imagined it. Was he thinking of me? I just don't know. What could it mean, chat? Have a happy Christmas, everyone. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye. Goodbye, Straz. Back to school at last. But folks, back to school at last is gonna have to wait for another time. Because River's got a phone call to make and some stuff to handle, and his throat should probably rest and relax as well. We're doing a lot of broadcasting this week, and I don't want to push it out too much. Don't worry, though. Magical Diary is certainly not done yet. By all means, we'll be returning to this again at some point, I'm sure. This is definitely fun and enjoyable. Yes. I know. It's... We didn't even broadcast for that long. Only 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's cool. But take care. Yes, Magical Diary Horse Hall is certainly a fun treat. I thought it would be a fun thing to show off for chat and have viewer interactivity, and I'm not disappointed in the slightest. We've only had 3 puzzle dungeons. The first one was kind of like a test, like meh, where we weren't really punished for it, but nothing really amazing happened. The second one, we failed because we were missing 1 point of black or 2 points of red. We didn't have the tools needed to position a bridge for us to get out, so we just had to throw in the towel. And Dungeon 3 was a cinch for us to escape. So easy that I kind of wonder, like, what other ways could we have solved that? I'm not going to look it up. I could save that in mind for another playthrough. Or perhaps playthroughs of your own, if you're so interested. Magical Diary is a game that you can purchase on Steam. It is a PC game.
provide a link from the store. There you go. Yeah, game available on the computer. Don't think Hanako Games has pushed this to a console. But take care, everyone, wherever you may be.